Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Ships of Naval Action. Today we are taking a look at another frigate from France, the Hermione or L'Armie, something like that. I don't know. The Hermione, that's what I'm going to call her, that's how you say it in English, but in French the H is silent and I don't know. I'm going to stop now. I have probably insulted every French viewer watching right now. If you're a French viewer, or no French for that matter, please comment down below how do you pronounce Hermione, because I don't know. Could I figure it out? Yes, but comments is better. So the Hermione, what is she? Well, she is a 12-pounder frigate of the French Navy. It was pre-revolutionary France, so we're talking about royalist France, if I'm not wrong. She carried 26 12-pounder guns and 6 6-pounder guns, all long guns, and had a complement of about 300 crew. Her construction started in December 1778 at Rochefort under the Chevalier brothers, and she was launched on the 28th of April 1779. The Hermione started her career off basically patrolling the Bay of Biscay, capturing British privateers. She would capture a few British privateers, and she would actually encounter the USS Bonhomme Richard. However, the Bonhomme Richard and the Hermione, and the ships they were with, recognized each other as enemies, which they weren't because the French and the Americans were allies at this point, and they avoided each other, so luckily for them, no action was exchanged, no shots were exchanged. Later, in October, Hermione departed to patrol off of Ireland. This is still in 1779, where she would capture a few more British brigs and privateers. In November, she would go back to Rochefort to undergo refitting, where she would receive copper sheathing, which would be the third ship in the French Navy to receive copper sheathing. So she was quite an early ship in the French Navy to receive copper sheathing. In 1780, she was recommissioned, where she would again serve in the Bay of Biscay, where she sustained damage to her heavy rigging in a gale on the 13th of February. She was escorting a convoy with the Galatée, and she would return to Rochefort on the 19th of February, where it was reported, to no one's surprise, that the copper sheathing had improved her nautical qualities. Well, I say to no one's surprise, to no one's surprise today. Back in the day, different matter. Now we are on to what is probably one of the most important histories of the Hermione, and that is, in 1780, 24th of February, she was tasked with ferrying General Lafayette to America, which would be a big moment. Lafayette was a return emissary of Louis XIV to George, or is it 16th? Doesn't matter. To George Washington to announce that France was sending a 6-ship squadron, 5,000 soldiers, and 4,000 uniforms. However, they were not able to find the 4,000 uniforms. She sailed to America, avoiding any encounter. When she landed in America, she would offer to patrol different places around America and capture a bunch more privateers, brigs, and otherwise. The Hermione would take part in 3 notable actions during this time: the action of the 7th of June 1780, the naval battle of Louisburg, as well as the action of the 2nd of September 1781. After the end of the American Revolutionary War, Hermione would return to France in February 1782, where she formed part of a squadron sent to India to help Suffren against the British. However, peace would break out before that would happen, or rather before she would arrive. As per the period of time, peace would not survive for long, and the War of the First Coalition would break out soon, and the Hermione returned to active duty, where again she would be spending a bit of time escorting some ships as well, where at some point she would sadly run aground off of Le Croix, and that some point was the 20th of September 1793. Sadly, the Hermione could not be saved, and she would founder at that point. However, there is some good news. You can visit the Hermione today, sort of. So in 1992, they started 1997, my fault, they started a reconstruction of the Hermione, and in 2014 she launched. So if you want to visit the reconstruction, you can visit the reconstruction, if I'm not wrong. So that really wraps up the history of the Hermione. What is she in naval action? Well, she is, again, a 12-pound frigate. There are numerous in naval action. She has 26 12-pounder guns, or 32-pound carronades if you prefer that, and 16 9-pound guns on her weather deck, or 24-pound carronades. Personally, I would do the cannons. I am a fan of cannons. She isn't anything particular. It is about the same as all of the other 12-pound frigates like La Belle Poule or the Essex. She doesn't have any particular speed increase. It's about the same as all of the other 12-pound frigates. The hit points is the same. She is pretty bog standard 12-pound frigate, has the same amount of crew. However, she is a special ship, she is an import ship, so you can't just get her like that. However, you can exchange her for victory marks, I believe it was. So, she is a bog standard ship, she is nothing special. She has some bow chasers, she has some stern chasers, which puts her above some others like La Belle Poule and Essex. Don't underestimate bow chasers especially, and stern chasers, they're alright, but they're not make or break. So, I would recommend Hermione, but she isn't worth spending too much effort in. That really concludes the video. I do hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all of that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.